Hello, I'm the owner of Lipaholics Cosmetics, and today I will be showing you how I make my whipped body butter. Before we go any further, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel, and let's get into it. So I use shea butter for mine. Some people use shea butter, some people use mango butter, some people use shea butter and mango butter combined. I just use shea butter. So right here I have my scale, breaking it down. I'm measuring 1 pound. I'm actually going to put 1.5 pounds, a little less than 1.5 pounds for this body butter that I'm making today. Shea butter is good to moisturize your skin. It can also treat acne and blemishes. It reduces skin inflammation. It has anti-aging properties. It's good for itchy skin and peeling skin, stretch marks, all of that. So here I am melting down my shea butter. I just have a pot of water, and then I set my glass bowl on top so that the steam is melting the shea butter. And then I just stir it periodically. This is what it looks like when it's completely melted down. After it's melted down, I'm going to transfer it into my mixing bowl and put it in the freezer until it looks like this. As you can see, the middle is still liquid. And then once it's like this, I'm going to put it on my little mixer stand. And I'm going to scrape down the sides, because when you're blending the shea butter, it's not going to scrape it off the sides. So you're going to have to make sure the sides are scraped down so you don't have clumps in your shea butter. And then you're going to turn on your mixer. You can also use a hand mixer. You don't have to use a stand mixer. If you don't have a stand mixer, a hand mixer works just fine. But you're going to turn it on and you're going to mix it until the shea butter is fluffy. It's going to kind of look like a whipped cream consistency. So you'll just keep mixing until it gets nice and fluffy.
No. T.O. waving it. She can come when it's over. It was a vibe when we rolled up. Those were the times that we shared. It was the times we were young. It was the times that we both loved. She loved it, but men were ballin' like it was nothing. She always needed that one thing. It wasn't me, it was my money. No. Now she wanna come back for your boy, yeah. No. Now she wanna come back and get more,
You can't come back when there's more. Remember the times you ignored. Remember when they told me no. I couldn't give up, I know. I said I'd take it before, but I wanna know who you been staying with. Cause I hear you say shit. Is that what you make of this? I need your take on this. You know I've been waiting. Don't be too long, I ain't patient. The way you talk, yeah, you faking. Ain't got no time to be wasted.
Cause was it really worth a few dollars? The amount of times I was gonna call ya. Our love was perfect until you fucked up. Out here with my new thing, her name's Karma. Cause she can come.
So in the last clip, you can actually see the shea butter start to thicken up as the air is mixing into the shea butter and it's starting to get nice and fluffy. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and add in my oils. That was a vitamin E oil. I already added in my coconut oil. You can add in whatever type of oils that you feel is healthy for the skin or healthy for your customers. I personally just use coconut oil and I use vitamin E oil, because the more ingredients you have, the more ingredients you have to list. And also you have to keep in mind that your customers might be allergic to one of your oils. So I just like to keep it simple and natural. So I just stick with the shea butter, coconut oil, and the vitamin E oil. So then you're going to scoop down the sides again. And then you're going to repeat the process with the mixing.
It was a vibe when we rolled up. Those were the times that we shared. It was the times we were young. I don't care what you do now. She loved it, but men were ballin' like it was nothing. She always needed that one thing. It wasn't me, it was my money. Now she wanna come back for your boy, yeah.
So this is my preferred thickness. You can make it fluffier. You don't necessarily have to, but this is how I like mine to look. As you can see, it looks like frosting. And I inserted this clip so you can see what happens when you over mix. If you mix it too much, this is how it'll look. It'll melt down and look like a watery pancake batter. If that happens, just put it back in the freezer, let it sit there for 20 to 30 minutes and remix it. It'll get right back fluffy like it was prior to over mixing it. So I have this little bowl. I decided I wanted this body butter to be 2 colors. So I'm going to do 2 different bowls with 2 different micas. So I can get 2 different pigments and mix it in. It looks like I'm putting a whole lot of mica, but I'm really not. So I have this pinkish red color. The mica pigments that I use are from TKB. I believe it's TKB. And yeah, they're not sponsoring me, so I'm not putting any links. But it's from TKB. So I'm just going to mix. And then I'm going to do the same thing with my other color. So now that I have my color mixed, I'm going to go ahead and spread it out on saran wrap. You can't see it on the countertop, but there's a saran wrap there. You can also use a press and sew wrap, but I just use saran wrap and it works perfectly fine for me. And this is my piping method. I know other people show different ways, but to me, this was the more simple way, and it was the way that made sense for me because I used to struggle during this process. So for me, this is what works. And then I'm going to go ahead, refill my little bowl, and then I'm going to do the brownish, goldish color the same way that I just did the pink. So now that my second color is mixed, I know I did this at a very awkward angle, but now that the second color is mixed, I'm just going to put it next to the first color. Be sure to make sure you scoop everything out of your little bowls. You don't want anything to go to waste. At least I don't. And I'm going to move some stuff out the way so it'll be easier to work. Make sure your workspace is nice and organized. It makes things go much smoother. So I'm going to take the saran wrap and I'm going to take one side and match it with the other side, like so. And then I'm just going to roll down the top part so that I can get nice and tight in the saran wrap. And I'm going to close off one of the ends. So that end is going to be the top, so when I squeeze down, it doesn't push back and come out on my hand. And cut off the extra saran wrap on the bottom. And then I'm going to insert it into my piping tool. And I'm going to squeeze down because the way that it is, this roll is so thick that it's not going to make it all the way down the piping tube. So I'm going to have to squeeze some of the product down before I can tie off at the top, if that makes sense. And then I'm going to do some little piping and some swirling. And there you have it. And here is the finished product. Thank you for watching my video. Please go and like and subscribe. Hopefully you learned a lot from this video. Lipaholics Cosmetics, all of your beauty needs.